Oh, she got it right there for you. All right, 50th anniversary game tomorrow. Excited. I think everybody's seen the logo on the floor. So we'll have that periodically through the arena. We're giving away 7,500 rally towels. We got 37 former players coming back. I don't know exactly how many video presentations there'll be of former players talking about their memories here. They're going to present Coach King's family with a jersey before the game. Then they're going to you can purchase a customized T-shirt and have how many years you've been a season ticket holder for the 50th anniversary. So they're doing a lot of cool stuff that'll take place tomorrow. Hopefully our fans will come out and see our kids play. Had a unique, different experience in California. Played a Dayton team that was really good. Veteran group. Had one kid that was hurt. Two kids that was really hurt with Cunningham, but had a chance to win up one with a minute, couldn't get a stop, and then they scored 8 points in the last minute just because we had some plays that we didn't finish, and hopefully we'll learn from that. So we'll go back to practice today. Abilene Christian's, I think, going to be without their best player, Franklin. He hurt his knee at Oklahoma. He was a really good guard. They're well coached. They do a nice job. They're disciplined. They're not very big, so we'll have to try to take advantage of the inside play. And they're also the AD. There's Lee Dion that used to be our Lobo Club president. So he's the AD there, so got a little unique ties there. So our guys, I think, are eager to get back on the floor. We're not going to do a lot today because we got back in yesterday. And we'll try to get ready for tomorrow. And hopefully they'll play extremely hard with all the stuff surrounding what's going on and the place they get to play, and I'm excited for it.
You talk about the anniversary a bit. You mentioned even yesterday how many great games you've been a part of here.
Right.
Do you remember your first time to the big? You obviously knew about it before getting here. What was
the first time was when Steve and I came down to watch Coach Knight in the Sweet 16. They played Louisville, Texas Tech did. So we were down here and we played golf for 3 days and went to the games here, and they didn't have the Davalos Center yet. The offices were over here in McDavid, or the old McDavid, I think it was. So that was our first experience. So it was loud. I remember watching the game, the Valvano game. I remember watching that game, the NC State game, Houston. But we've had a lot of great games in here. I think it's still 81% we've won since the opening of the building, which is phenomenal. I don't know if anybody has anything like that. Maybe the Carrier Dome, maybe the Dean Dome. I really don't know. I don't know those stats on those places, but it's a special place. I've played at Cameron for 3 years. I've been in every venue in the NBA. I've coached in those. I've played in some unbelievable venues. I've played in the Dean Dome, but I don't think they measure to how loud this place can get when it's a big game and it gets loud, and it's one of those rare experiences that I think people don't realize.
Going back to that first experience that you had with the big, did the fans in a way, or the way it is, mystique around it, exceed your expectations now since you've been a coach here?
Well, I think it did. I don't know what everybody expected our first year, but we went 24-9, and then we were 30-5 during the renovation, and we didn't have a lot of season ticket holders that year, but we ended up going 30-5. There was always big games. Playing UTEP here in the NIT, playing them during the regular season, playing Utah, BYU. We had some really good battles with BYU when they were still in the league, and Utah when they were still in the league, San Diego State. There's been some big games. There's been some big senior nights. So, hopefully we'll continue that this year. There'll be some big games with crowds, and then next year we got Arizona coming in. So I'm sure you can go back to the Arizona games before, but I wasn't a part of that. But, I said it yesterday. I think the loudest that I've heard it since I've been here was the last year there was 18,000 before they did the renovation against Utah, and that was the loudest I've heard it the 10 years I've been here.
You mentioned possible changes yesterday. Do you have anything in mind?
I'm not going to – I don't know if I'll change the lineup. It'll depend on practice, but there'll be some different playing rotations. You know, there'll be some things. If it doesn't get better, then I'll change the lineup for Saturday. But after watching tape and after what's going on off the court as far as academics and all that, I don't think that there's anybody deserving to get somebody else's spot after watching the tape. And what, you know, the one thing that's important to me is what you do off the floor academically, and we have some issues academically that I'm going to shore up. But I won't make any changes. I don't think that could happen. I could after practice today, but as of right now. But there'll be some expectations that are going to be put on our guys, and I went through that last night when I met with them. And if they don't reach those expectations or do what I ask them to do and be part of the team and do the things that we ask them, then they'll sit.
More time for Damian?
I think more time for Damien. Yeah, I think so.
You mentioned academic stuff. Is anything going to affect this game?
No. Just my expectations of my student athletes aren't to make C's and D's. So, or miss class. So, you know, I just got back from the road trip and I got my academic report. So, some guys that I was thinking about making some changes aren't deserving of that right now. So, but there will be some stipulations on how we play and what they do, and if they don't do what I ask them to do, then they won't play.
You guys did meet last night. How was that meeting? Was there a sense?
I think there was. Well, like for Tim Williams, I know he's real disappointed because he knows what. I think he figures it out. I still don't know that our guys grasp what it's about. The RPI games and the chance to win games out of conference and how much it affects your resume. I think somebody told me today in our staff meeting that our Kim Palm was like 80. If you win that game, it's going to be at 50, about right where you need to be. And I don't think our young guys grasp it because they're still in the high school mode. I think Tim Williams grasp it. And I think Elijah does, but I don't know if our whole group does as a unit because they've never been through it. I mean, they were through it last year, but they really weren't close. You know, we only have one player that's ever won a championship here, was on the team, didn't really play that much in O. So they got to take advantage of those. We got one more coming up. I mean, Abilene Christian we got to take care of, but then Illinois State's going to be one that in the Missouri Valley that's going to be important for us.
And I know these meetings they're in-house things, and I'm
Yep.
not asking to go too much into what goes on in these meetings. But I'm
Well, you
curious
got to
how much-
ask.
Well, I'm curious how much participation the players have. Are they
A
talking?
lot now.
I mean,
Because
are they talking in these meetings, or what are they saying about what they're doing?
Well, they have to talk because I'm asking them questions. I mean, I'm not in there just going over tape. And like what I do is I edit tape and then I show them the edit or show them the tape and then I ask what they see wrong. And that's the only way they're going to learn. You know,
Are
they got
seeing the same things wrong that you guys are saying?
not necessarily, but I think they got a good idea. I think they see more than we see that we're trying to point out, which they're looking at the whole clip and they'll find 2 or 3 things that were wrong, but that wasn't the main gist of me doing that clip. So it's good that they have more than less.
What do you think it's going to take to get the message to them about the Kim Palm thing and all that?
Well, we talk about it. I mean, I've talked about it more than I ever have in the past. I think they got to realize it. What they don't realize is we got very lucky. And it's not luck. You don't want to lose your first game, Virginia Tech, but I think they're going to be an NCAA team. You know, you beat Northridge, which, you know, I think everybody thinks we should beat them. They're a good team, though. And then you get fortunate enough that you hit Dayton in the 3rd game after you lost your first one. You don't think that's going to happen, and you were fortunate that happened, and you didn't take advantage of it. I mean, you're a minute away from finishing a game that you take the lead with a minute to go, and you got to find a way to finish it. And we didn't do that, so hopefully we'll learn from that.
So
Yeah, I think we got to finish plays. We got to finish what we're started. We got to do what we ask them to do as far as scheme and running offense. You know, when we and I'm not going to put him on the spot, but it's the first time he's ever sat right by our bench, and I think Jeff he'll be able to at least understand a lot different that he's hearing what we say and what we're coaching, and a lot of it's not getting done. And you can't go out and score 105 points against Northridge and then score 57. It's all about execution and doing what you're supposed to do and being in the right spot and running offense. So, I mean, today you're going to see us do a lot of 5-on-0, just execution, because we got to be able to get in the stuff and execute it when, you know, when the game's on the line or when we have to do that. And that's one thing we got to do to improve. And they also got to stay. It's defensively, it's all about will and effort and heart, how tough you are. Yeah, there's a lot of things that comes into how you're going to guard pick and roll, how you're going to guard the post, schemes that you have on different teams, but nothing's changed in 10 years. It's just the players have changed. So they got to find a way amongst themselves that you can't have 3 guys on the page about how we're guarding and 2 guys not, because it's not going to work. You're not going to get stops, and they got to consistently get on the same page. And that comes with communication. That comes with talking to each other. But we're in a day and age, guys, you know this. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Instagram. So a lot of communications with kids nowadays is that. They don't talk to each other. They'll be in the same room in a dorm and be texting, and they're from here to Chelsea to each other instead of communicating or calling anybody on the phone. So I think one of the biggest weaknesses of my team's communication, talking to each other, making sure everybody knows what they're doing.
Is that fair?